Imagine opening an app, not Instagram, not TikTok, an app which shows every version of yourself that never existed. One version where you were braver, one version where you looked better, one version where you spoke up sooner, and one where you became someone people approved of. This app doesn't guide you, it doesn't heal you, it just keeps you scrolling. And the scariest part? Every version of you feels possible. That's not science fiction anymore. It's the direction in which social media is already heading. Today, we compare ourselves not just to other people's lives, but to alternate versions of our own. And that's what really strikes over here. That we as humans didn't start comparing with Instagram. We started scrolling memes, reels, whatnot. But comparison started thousands of years ago, when people compared strength in battles, then intelligence, then wealth, then beauty. Comparison has always existed. It's just that before you would compare yourself to a few people in your village, but now you compare yourself to an entire planet at its most edited, perfected, filtered moment. That's not evolution. It's overload. I grew up in a city which lives two lives at once. Half tradition, half tech park. One moment, I'm stuck in traffic, and the next, I'm watching a 15-second clip of someone my age in New York, living a way more fancier life than mine. And suddenly, my real life feels smaller. This is not just me, but thousands of teenagers across the globe. And what strikes over here as well is that we have started comparing ourselves so much so that we have started losing ourselves. But it's essential to understand that social media didn't really start everything. For our generation, social media isn't extra. It's the background noise of life. It tells us what to wear, how to talk, what slang expired this week. And the craziest part, that we follow everything. We also follow what ambition should look like. Startup founder, content creator, influencer. In this generation, where expectations already run high, from good grades, a good college, a good future, social media doesn't create pressure. It amplifies it. It gives us another invisible exam to worry about. Are you interesting enough? Netflix clips, reels, shorts. And the crazy part is, they're perfect for our attention span because our lives are already fragmented. From school bells, notifications, parental pressure, friends, and so on. The list never ends. Let me tell you one thing. We don't scroll because we are lazy. We scroll because it's the only place where no one's asking us to be better, to be smarter, to be perfect. We go there to be entertained, to feel numb for a bit, to experience bits and pieces of people's lives we never got to experience. But here's the big conflict. The big conflict arises when we want depth, we want meaning, we want to feel original, not copied by an algorithm, and that's why we scroll. We chase perfection, to be liked, to be loved. Well, now let me tell you something which sounds extremely scientific, bizarre, but is deeply human. The quantum theory. It states that a particle does not collapse on its own. It collapses while it's being observed. And I believe the same is happening with us. We collapse when there are so many expectations that are being put on us. We are constantly being watched, liked, judged, compared. And here's what really strikes out again over here for us, that social media doesn't just give us an audience. It turns us into performers. even if the audience exists in our heads. But the brutal fact, these imaginary watchers have way more power, control over us than real people ever did. There's this quote from Neil Postman. He says, "Every technology is both a burden and a blessing. Not either or, but this and that." Social media is one absolutely amazing case for this. Social media, which started out to help us connect better with friends, family, relatives, turned out to become something which has destroyed us. We have started comparing so much every other day. We have starting a life of performances. I like to call it the exhibit of perfect human beings. Every single individual is perfect and flawless. We don't go here for inspiration. We go here for comparison. As a Gen Z, I don't think we're addicted to our phones. I think we are addicted to approval from universes that don't even exist. We don't fear failure anymore. We fear being ordinary. So we edit ourselves. We shrink ourselves. We collapse into expectations. Not because we are weak, but because we are constantly being watched. And that's what it makes very difficult for us to explain ourselves so many times, because we've stopped choosing growth over performance. We need to start doing so and turn our lives a reality and not a performance for the rest of the world. The most radical thing my generation can do is not go viral. It's to stay human in a world that profits from turning us into products. Thank you.